It is April 16th, 2024. The time is 2:01 p.m. I'm calling this meeting to order. In attendance are Commissioners Matari and Duncan. Commissioner Brooks had an appointment. And would you join us for a moment of silence, please? All right, and Anna, would you lead us in the pledge?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you. Changes to the agenda. We have to add an emergency executive session for the end of the meeting from an item that's come up recently. And then what I would also ask is for item 20 to be handled first under the business section, just so Mr. Mendez can get on with his day.
I second that motion. Or I agree with it. It's fine.
Okay.
Commissioner Matari?
Aye.
Chair Duncan?
Aye. All right, public comment. Okay, hearing none. I would take a motion for minutes.
I move that we approve the meeting minutes, items 1 through 8.
Second.
Commissioner Matari?
Aye.
Chair Duncan?
Aye. All right, and consent calendar.
I move that we approve the consent calendar, items 9 through 11.
Second.
Commissioner Matari?
Aye.
Chair Duncan?
Aye. And payables?
I move that we approve payables for April 8th through 12th, 2024 in the amount of $1,324,701.16 and jury panel payments in the amount of $4,344.34.
Second.
Commissioner Matari?
Aye.
Chair Duncan?
Aye. All right, item 20, board approval request, expedited payment of Justice Center building permit fee. And Mr. Mendez?
David Mendez with Turner and Townsend Heery. The permit process with the city has proceeded. We have final approval on our drawings. In order to pick those drawings up and have a signed copy on site, which is required for inspections, we need to move forward and get a check cut for that final fee amount as soon as possible. And so I asked that check be cut so we can go pick up that drawing.
Okay, do we know if it's been submitted in a batch? Or are we going to approve a special batch? Okay. Okay, perfect. Questions, motion?
I move that we approve the request for the expedited payment of the Justice Center building permit fee.
Second.
Commissioner Matari?
Aye.
Chair Duncan?
Aye. All right, thank you. Item 13, funding to proceed, new advanced endpoint antivirus solution with structured and our information technology. Mr. Kinsey, please.
Thank you, Commissioners. This is an advanced endpoint protection solution that we're strongly recommending that the county put into place due to so many security breaches happening out there in the wild right now. It's everything industry's putting in front of this: firewalls, multi-factor authentication, normal defenses on the perimeter are being breached. And so the question is, what do you do when you can't depend 100% on your perimeter, and it's what you do inside as a last resort? And that's what this endpoint protection is. It's not just an antivirus that's on each individual computer. It's a AI-based system that can look at the network and understand what is normal and what is not, and be able to adjust as necessary to shut things down based on what we call identity instead of just data signatures, which is kind of the archaic way of doing it. So what we're looking at here is a 5-year commitment with Palo Alto to put the Cortex XDR system in. This was originally about a $500,000 project. That's retail pricing, no one pays that, but we did negotiate it down to around $230,000. That is including professional services by Palo Alto to get it kicked off running correctly. It also includes a 50-hour consultation with their expert forensics team, Unit 42, that we can use at any point if we ever had a security situation that we needed to rely on a team like that. Further, it was recommended by the board that we would like this to fall on our fiscal year calendar when it comes due again. So we went back to the table with Palo and they agreed to give us, instead of a 60-month commitment, a 66-month for the same price. So that gets us from now from May 1st till October. And then it also gives us a month on the end from October 1 to November 1 to make sure that we are able to get it back going again in 2029, if that's what we choose to do.
Okay, fantastic. Questions?
No questions. I'm familiar with this from our discussions, so thank you.
And I would say it's from the IT fund balance? Is that where we're gonna?
Is it already budgeted, Greg?
It is not.
Okay, then yes, probably an IT.
Okay, thank you. Motion.
I move that we proceed to fund from the IT fund balance the new advanced endpoint antivirus solution software, structured and information technology.
Second.
Commissioner Matari?
Aye.
Chair Duncan?
Aye. All right. Thank you, Grant. Item 14, board approval request, payment of invoice per policy 930 election system and software LLC. And this is for the May 21st primary election ballot layout. Mr. Gray.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Before you today is a request for approval to pay an invoice to election systems and software for ballot layout. This is a common invoice that we pay to them for each election that we conduct. However, this time it is over $10,000, needing your approval per policy 930. And I would like to also just take this moment to plug that we have early voting starting in just under 3 weeks, May 6th to 17th. So we're hoping that that'll be very popular this time, and it continues to have shorter lines than our polling places and help take the pressure off our poll workers.
Fantastic. Thank you. Questions? Motion?
No questions. I move the board approve the request for the payment of the invoice per policy 930 of Election Systems and Software LLC for the May 21, 2024 primary election ballot layout.
Second.
Commissioner Matari?
Aye.
Chair Duncan?
Aye. Thank you. Item 15, conversion from Qless to Tempo for DMV. And it's with the Qless company and our DMV department. Oh, I'm sorry.
Commissioners,
You, yeah, do that. Yes.
I'm here as well, Bela.
are you referring, Commissioner, this is Bela Kovacs, Kootenai County Assessor. I'm called in on this line. This item that you have before you is a routine term renewal for our Qless system. What makes it a little bit different is the company, Qless, they are in process of converting their system, upgrading it or updating it to a new system. They're going to call it Tempo. Anna Forbosi, our manager, is there, and she can speak a little bit to the details if you have questions about that. But we are committing to a 5-year price, but it's subject to the non-appropriations clause, so that we can terminate each calendar year if we need to. And in doing that, we are generating a little bit of a cost savings. Again, Anna can speak to the details of the cost savings. But other than that, this is a routine term renewal, and we're asking the commissioners to approve this term renewal so we can continue on with the queuing system in DMV.
Okay. And then I see that there was a legal opinion mentioned, but there was none provided in the packet.
Okay, so we do have a legal opinion. It's possible that that staff maybe did not include that. They meant to, they intended to, but we do have a legal opinion, and I can forward that to you.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Questions, motion?
Well, I just wanted to mention, we've kind of been working on this. I've been kind of going back and forth with Qless for about a month and a half, 2 months, in preparation for our renewal coming up. They are, phasing out kind of the old Qless system, and they're coming in with the new Tempo system over the next couple years. So we had the option to jump on board with the new Tempo now instead of waiting and potentially the price go up later down the road. So initially the cost for next year's renewal for Tempo would have been $19,000. But we've negotiated that down for a 5-year plan for $15,000 per each year going forward. So it kind of goes up and down over the next 5 years. And the initial the initial, cost to us there. So we definitely negotiated that down. And it would be nice because we don't have to renegotiate every year, okay, what's the percentage now that it's going up when we budgeted such and such amount of money. So this will save us the hassle of, hoping we budgeted enough for the coming year. So then there's lots of great pros. It's just a lot more user-friendly. It keeps records of customers' previous visits. So like if you're working on something, you can jot it down in the system. So when they come in again, you can lead off right from that. So there's lots of analytics, reporting, and it's just overall a better upgrade. So we're excited about it.
What are we paying for Qless now?
Right now, the renewal was going to be for the basic, what they call Line Buster Qless was going to be $14,424. If we go with the 5-year plan, we've negotiated that down to $15,000, so it's just a difference of $576 to do the upgrade.
That's great.
Right.
Thank you for that.
Are we getting more functionality, though? It sounds like we are a lot
Yes,
more.
we are. Yes, and there's even an option to send a confirmation text out, so if the customer, oh, I'm not going to make it, or I already got it, went in, they can, not confirm or confirm, and we can put them, get them ready to go. So there's just a lot of different things that makes it better.
I move that we approve the conversion from Qless to Tempo for DMV and the Assessor's Vehicle License Department.
Second.
Commissioner Matari?
Aye.
Chair Duncan?
Aye. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, item 16, board approval request. This is for a replacement Livescan fingerprint machine for the sex offender registration. And Captain Deke, please.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Captain Andy Deke for the record. Our Livescan fingerprint machine for sex offender registry has reached the end of life. It is unsupported with its software platform as of the end of last month. We were alerted to this back in December. We've gone through the Grants Management Office to seek grant funding for it. That's how we originally acquired the machine. We weren't able to do that. Andrea said that it would take at least another year to get that possibly done. The good news is that sex offender registry brings in revenues of around $12,000 a year to offset the cost of this, and the code specifically speaks to that, which legal provided their opinion that the monies collected for that could go towards paying off this machine.
Okay,
So I'm seeking your approval for replacement.
sure. And then Brandy, it's just fund balance until the fund is secured or whatever.
It'll be fund balance, yeah.
Okay. All right, questions, motion?
I move that we approve the request for the replacement Livescan fingerprint machine for the sex offender registration with the Sheriff's Office using their fund balance.
Second.
Commissioner Matari?
Aye.
Chair Duncan?
Aye. All right, item 17, board approval request, KCSO North Employee Parking Lot Asphalt Pros Proposal. Mr. Reed, please.
Tom Reed for the record. This is for the new approach. We fenced off the employee parking lot and we created a dirt ramp, but we need to asphalt it. It wasn't budgeted for, obviously, so I'm just asking to take it out of the 5-year plan, which would be fund balance.
Okay. And then you'll get us that new schedule all updated so we can see everything that's been done for that. So questions?
No questions. I move that we approve the request for the KCSO North Employee Parking Lot Asphalt Pros Proposal with the Sheriff's Office.
Second.
Commissioner Matari?
Aye.
Chair Duncan?
Aye. All right, item 18, board approval request, KCSO StanCraft Proposal. This is foundation repair. Mr. Reed.
Tom Reed for the record again. This is to repair a foundation issue that we found. The water is leaking into the evidence area in the bottom floor in the corner, and this is to correct that.
Okay. Questions?
We sure we're going to fix it this way?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. We don't want the evidence to be
Yeah.
damaged.
Nope.
I move that we approve the request for KCSO and StanCraft's proposal to repair the foundation at Kootenai North.
Second.
Commissioner Matari?
Aye.
Chair Duncan?
Aye. Thank you. All right, item 19, Kootenai County Fire and Rescue Fire District Annexation, party of Copper Basin, and our Deputy Civil Prosecuting Attorney, Dave Ferguson.
Commissioners, Copper Basin Construction is asked to, seeks to annex property it owns into the Kootenai County Fire and Rescue District. The Rescue District held a hearing and approved, and there's an order here approving the annexation. The property lies adjacent to other property that's already in the district, so it does meet all the qualifications, and this board should go ahead and approve the annexation.
Okay, questions, motion?
I move that we approve the Kootenai County Fire and Rescue Fire District annexation with Copper Basin.
Second.
Commissioner Matari?
Aye.
Chair Duncan?
Aye. All right, item 20 has already been handled. Item 21, board approval request. This is a memorandum, and it's Post Falls Highway District and our local Highway Technical Assistance Council. It's for a notice of no objection to access to the no entry zone on the Spokane River. So Nick Snyder is here to walk us through this.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Nick Stein for the record. Well, as the board's aware, County Ordinance 6.2.123 prohibits access to the Spokane River no entry zone whenever the Post Falls Dam is open. But there are some ordinance exceptions provided for government entities and those contractors. That said, before you is a memorandum for your consideration, which merely states that the Board of County Commissioners does not object to the Post Falls Highway District contractor accessing that no entry zone, which is necessary to complete some rehabilitation work on the Spokane Street Bridge.
All right, and KCSO has been notified, so hopefully there won't be an issue there.
They have been, ma'am.
Thank you. Okay, questions, motion?
I move that the board approve the request for the memorandum with the Post Falls Highway District and Local Highway Technical Assistance Council with the notice of no objection to access to the no entry zone.
Second.
Commissioner Matari?
Aye.
Chair Duncan?
Aye. All right, item 22, financial budget. This is a purchase approval of an articulated truck transmission repair in our solid waste department. Director Phillips, please.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. John Phillips for the record. One of our six-wheel drive articulating haul trucks at the landfill, which is a necessary piece of equipment, recently experienced a significant transmission leak to the point that it made the truck inoperable. In order to repair this seal, the transmission actually has to be removed, disassembled, and repaired at Caterpillar. This is not an inexpensive repair. Total price for the transmission removal, repair, and install is estimated at $34,753.72. Because this is an estimate, I actually recommend and request the BOCC authorize us to spend up to $40,000 for this repair. The cost of the repair will exceed what we have left in our current equipment repair line, but the department does have the funds to cover these costs.
Questions, motion?
I move that the board authorize and approve up to $40,000 for the purchase or repair of the articulated truck transmission.
Second.
Commissioner Matari?
Aye.
Chair Duncan?
Aye. Okay, item 23, resolution 2024-44, and this is the sole source procurement of the Fighting Creek landfill leachate testing pilot in our solid waste. Director Phillips.
Again, John Phillips for the record. The Solid Waste Department is seeking approval as recommended by Jacobs Engineering to move forward with the sole source procurement of Dynatech System Incorporated's equipment and services for pilot testing for landfill leachate. Dynatech Systems has more successful experience with the treatment of landfill leachate than virtually any other vendor within the United States, and this is why they were chosen for the task. Preliminary testing of our leachate performed by Dynatech indicates the proposed system will most likely work as planned. Estimated costs for Dynatech's portion of this project range from $337,875,000 to $562,875. This depends on the results of the project. We would be looking at the lower figure if we end up not purchasing the equipment, and the higher figure if the project is successful and we end up purchasing the equipment that they bring in. In summary, the Solid Waste Department requests approval of Resolution 2024-44 to proceed with the sole source procurement of Dynatech System Incorporated's equipment and services for pilot testing.
Questions?
No questions.
Motion?
I move that the board approve Resolution 2024-44, sole source procurement, Fighting Creek landfill, leachate testing pilot with solid waste.
Second.
Commissioner Matari?
Aye.
Chair Duncan?
Aye. I will go ahead and call for public comment before we go into our executive session. So, hearing none, nobody on the line? Okay, then I would take a motion to go into executive session.
Which number?
74206
1D.
1D. Yeah.
Move that we enter into executive session.
74206.
74206 1D.
Second.
Commissioner Matari?
Aye.
Chair Duncan?
Aye. All right, thank you, folks. All right, I think we're ready to go back on the air. Is there a motion?
I move that we exit executive session 1D with staff to proceed.
Second.
Commissioner Matari?
Aye.
Chair Duncan?
Aye. 2:50, meeting adjourned. Thank you all.